Hey, good afternoon. Russell of Hotels going live just for a couple of minutes. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Friday, right? Today is Friday, February 16th, 2024. I don't have my glasses on. I guess I need to put those on. Hey, I'm Russell of Hotels. I do this daily check-in. Well, this is a daily check-in. So I do this daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in the afternoon, normally around noontime, but it's a little bit after 1. So, I mean, please forgive me for that. But hey, I'm going to do it. The show still goes on, right? It's just that I couldn't get it done about 12 o'clock. But anyway, and on Tuesdays, I do On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. Everybody's talking about it. So maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. If not, that's okay. That comes on every Tuesday. I just did my 240th show of that. And what do we talk about? We talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of this hospitality industry. You know, mostly good, but every now and then some stuff it will jump off, right? So I make sure I share all those kind of things. I did share some things this last Tuesday, so feel free to go back because I don't delete any of this stuff, right? So the stuff is still there. Same conversation I had, with myself, then is still there. Okay, so go back and you can go LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, or X. Any one of those platforms, go to my page, Russell of Hotels or Russell Edmond, and you will find it, right? So the stuff is there. Last Tuesday, what did I talk about? I talked about branding. No, what was it? What was it? Being, gosh, I can't even think about it now. It had to do with credibility. That's right. How to build your credibility on social media platforms. So, and of course, I had like some couple different steps to do that. So if you're interested in that, how to build your credibility on social media platforms, go check it out. If not, that's okay too. You can listen to me right now. I'm not going to talk about building credibility, but part of this is building credibility, right? So being consistent is part of being credible. So there you go. So I gave you a little tip. So there you go. So let me just turn on the chat. This is an interactive show or interactive, whatever, live. So feel free to make comments. Let me know that you are there. I've been getting people from around the world that will come on and just kind of make their comments or whatever, add to the topic or whatever it is. And sometimes they're right on and sometimes they're off, but that's okay. But it's all about the engagement and the conversation, right? That's generated because they came on. So that's a good thing. So I do encourage the engagement because that's what it's all about. That's also part of being credible, right? So if you engage in things, people ask you questions, you're able to answer those questions or at least point people in the right direction. You know what I mean? Because I don't know everything, right? I know most things about hotels, but I don't know everything. Okay, so and I know that comes as a complete surprise to some people. Like, what do you mean? You're Russell of Hotels. You don't know every single thing? But yeah, well, I try. But I've experienced a lot. But yeah, I mean, there may be some situations I've never been in before, but that's okay. But if I can't answer the question, I can at least get you the answer at another point, right? So there you go. Anyway, I always have a topic for this, and I do have a topic today. It's going to be interesting because I did not come up with the topic. It's funny how I have conversations with people, and people know that I do this, right? They know about the show. They know about On Air with Russell of Hotels. They know about this daily check-in. They said, hey, next time you go live, I want you to say this. I mean, there's some of the conversations I have with people. It's like a one-sided conversation. I'm like, okay, all right, let me write this down. So today is going to be one of those things. But before I get to that, and these don't last that long. They last, depending on how winded I get. If I'm wound up, I mean, I can go about 30 minutes. If not, I mean, I've gone, yesterday was 45 minutes, and I didn't anticipate going 45 minutes, but I had a lot of questions and comments, and that's what I like, right? So you dictate how long I'm on here. So if nobody comes on and says anything, well, it's going to be probably between 15 and 20 minutes, okay? Maybe even less than that. But if people ask questions, which that's what I like and that's what I encourage, it tends to go longer, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. So there you go. But before I get into that, yesterday I was live at the JW Marriott downtown LA. So just in case you missed that, oh my God, I forgot to put something up there. But anyway, all my scenes that I change to will be of the downtown Marriott, with the exception of the last one. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when I get to the last slide, because I'll explain what it is, because it's been all over the news lately, right? At least here in LA, and I'm sure it's been national news. So you'll get to see exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm going to share it with you because it's in the same area of where this hotel is. So I'm downtown LA. Okay, so JW is downtown at LA Live, which is near Crypto Arena, the convention center, as well as, it used to be called Microsoft Theater, but they call it something else now. And I cannot remember what they call it now. But I mean, it's the same theater, but it's not Microsoft anymore. It's blah, 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 whatever it is. I can't even remember what it's called. But if it comes to my mind, I'll let you know. But just to give you the vitals of this hotel, once again, 878 guest rooms. And there's 44 meeting rooms. Now, see, the information I got, I think it's wrong. I think they have like 73 meeting rooms or event rooms. And I saw that somewhere else. And I'm like, well, why is this not consistent? So I need to reach out to where I got this original information from and say, hey, I don't think this is right. And this could include like this hotel, the JW Marriott, on the bottom of it is the JW Marriott, but on top is the Ritz-Carlton. So it may include maybe some meeting space there as well. I'm not sure, but let's just go with what I put originally, because I don't want to confuse anybody, and now I'm already confusing myself. So let's just say it's 44 meeting rooms, right? I think it's more, but it's 44 meeting rooms or event rooms, breakout rooms, if you will. The total square footage is about 134,000 square feet of space. So it's a big box, right? It's huge. You can have your own conference and convention here. You don't need a convention center for this, okay? If you're having your group stay at this hotel, and then we have 27,000, a little bit over 27,000 square feet is their largest space. So like a ballroom is 27,000 square feet. That probably does, I would say theater style, probably 2,000 people, something like that. Probably rounds would probably for dinner would be about 1,500. I'm just throwing that out there, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close to those numbers, right? So you can get thousands of people in this space. In fact, they do a lot of conferences and conventions there at this hotel. In fact, one was going on yesterday while I was there. It was renovated last in 2020, and you guys know the rule of thumb: every 7 to 10 years, hotels will undergo a renovation. And this was opened back in 2010. I mean, God, time is flying, right? I see Chris. What's going on, Chris? How are you doing, sir? Chris Black, that's family out there in Vegas. Hey, good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for coming on. See, I appreciate that. Let me just put his comments right there. So yeah, so just like I just showed Chris comments, like, on the screen, I'll do the same thing for anyone else that comes on. So feel free to come on and just show support, right? So Chris comes on and supports me, and I appreciate that. So thank you so much, fam. I do appreciate that. So yeah, so those are the specifics of the JW Marriott. Like I said, I was live yesterday there, and there's a Starbucks right across from there, right? So you can't beat that, right? So I was coming downtown. I had a doctor's appointment, right? So I said, well, I'm down here, so I might as well, choose a hotel to come and just check out, make my office of the day. And I said, well, what's going to determine which hotel did I go to? It had to do with parking. Okay, I don't normally park in the hotel. I don't use the valet parking. I don't do any of that. I'll park on the street if there's street parking, metered parking, and that's what I did. So I got the closest metered parking was directly across the street from the JW. So I said, hey, but it's also across from the Residence Inn / Courtyard, and was down the street from the Indigo. But I said, you know what? I haven't been to the JW Marriott in a minute, so let me go check that out. And plus they had a lot going on, so a lot of energy was going on. The good vibe was coming in and out of the hotel. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go check that out today. Although I have been there before. But hey, those are the vitals of the hotel, just in case you did not know it even existed. So it is downtown LA, right there across the street from Crypto Arena, near the convention center, maybe a block from the convention center, and the theater that used to be the Microsoft Theater. That's another name theater now. They just change names and you don't even remember. But anyway, this is my topic of the day, right? So remember what I said earlier. Somebody actually reached out to me yesterday and said, hey, talk about this, because this thing gets on my nerves. These people get on my nerves. I'm like, wait a minute, calm down, relax, take a chill, right? So let me just make sure, I'm just making sure that, okay, I am live on LinkedIn. So, hey, LinkedIn people, thank you guys so much for joining. I see my family, Chris, on Facebook. Hey, so we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, and we're on X, which is, Twitter. Okay, so they call it X now. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, we'll just go with it. Just go with it. So this is the topic this friend, my dear friend, wanted me to go over, right? She obviously is a hotel sales manager at a hotel, right? So she called me and we just happened to be having a conversation. She said, "Hey, I've been checking out your lives and, I appreciate all the stuff you're putting out there, but hey, the next time you have another live, can you talk about this? Meeting planners or hotel site selection specialists." Now, I'm a hotel site selection specialist, so I want to make sure I, cover the gamut when it comes to that, because I don't plan meetings. I assist meeting planners, right? So my clients are the meeting planners with the companies that I assist, and I'm just moving my chair up because I needed to move my chair up. So just in case you were wondering, what the heck is he doing? So, okay, so now I'm comfortable. So meeting planners, I work for meeting planners, right? So my clients are mainly meeting planners that work for companies or organizations that need assistance with the hotel site selection portion of it, okay? So they plan the meeting, they do the specifics, they do the content of the meeting and all that. I just help them with finding the right location for them, because sometimes they don't have time to do that. They're not able to travel. I'm able to travel and do some of the stuff. If it's local, if it's, out of town, out of the city, out of the state, I'm able to do that stuff for them on behalf of them, right? So that's how I get down, okay? But anyway, they asked a question. She asked, "Happy Friday, Miss Rogers." So yeah, so she asked a question. So let me just put this comment up there from All About the Experiences. Appreciate you coming on, All About the Experiences. She's on YouTube. So thank you so much, YouTube. Peace. Okay, so meeting managers, meeting planners. Excuse, I can't even see. Meeting planners and hotel site selection specialists. Are you communicating with your hotel partners? And what she meant by that is that she said, they're in a rush to get all our information from us. If that's, respond to their RFP, if that's in form of a proposal or whatever, you're getting all this information to them. And then when they reach out to you, like, give me the status of this particular program. What is the status of this program? Are we going to move forward? Have you made a decision? Whatever those questions are, she said 9 out of 10 times she's getting ghosted, meaning they're not answering those questions. They're not responding just as hot and heavy as the meeting planner was on them to give them the information. They ghost them. They just stop, right? They just like, okay, you're on me to get this information, but now that I'm asking you questions, now the shoe is on the other foot, you're not responding back to me in a timely manner. Because hotel people, and I got to speak for both, and I normally do, right? And I told her, I said, hey, I speak for both sides because I've been on both sides, and I understand the issues that can come back to a hotel sales manager if they don't have answers. Because every day, what is it called? I don't know. Daily. Gosh, I can't think of what they call it now. Daily group. Anyway, it's a meeting where you go around the circle with the salespeople, right? Like, what are you working on? What's coming back? Have you heard from this? Have you heard about this? So they want information. They want recent information from their planners or from their meeting partner to let them know that, okay, this is moving forward, or maybe it's not moving forward. Because a lot of times, not that they're holding space, but they're holding space in their system, right? Because it's noted in there that, hey, we rev max this several days ago, revenue maximization, where we present, or hotel salespeople present the business to the powers that be and say, hey, I have this group, XYZ group, they're coming in on this day. They have, 200 room nights. They want the ballroom for 1,000 people. They have food and beverage that's about $25,000. I'm just throwing these things out using examples of how these things go. These meetings go on a daily basis. Every morning there is a Rev Max meeting for groups, okay? And the powers that be say, hey, pursue this, or no, that won't work. When they look at the space and make sure the space, it all fits in the space and everything. And if it doesn't fit in the space, of course, you don't want it, right? Or if it's maybe there's another group coming in on that date, right? Well, we don't want that, right? So, but they need that information back so everybody knows, because I RevMac this 2 weeks ago, and now they're waiting to see, well, do we have any chance of getting this piece of business? Because it's there in tentative, right? So you can see it, maybe tentative is yellow. Let's just say it's yellow. So they're looking at this overhead screen, right? It's being projected from the laptop onto a screen. So you see exactly what we're talking about, right? So if it's XYZ company, okay, XYZ company said they had this particular group and I'm the sales manager. Well, they're going to say, hey, Russell, what's the status of this? You know, you pitched this 2 weeks ago to us and we said, hey, pursue it. What's the holdup? Are they going to go with us or not? And if I don't, well, I'm waiting to hear from the client. Well, have you called them? What's going on? Email them. I mean, they get on me if I don't have the information, right? So everybody reports to somebody in the hotel, okay? So she said, can you just mention it out there, because that's a huge issue with, you know, the meeting planning partners not getting back to the hotel partners because they have someone to answer to. So she said, can you at least, you know, let them know that we need just some common courtesy, even if you got to make up a story, you know, the client hasn't got back to me, or the client is still interested, or they're still looking, they haven't made a decision. Whatever it is, well, when do you think a decision is going to be made? Oh, I'm going to give it 2 weeks. Okay, you mark it for 2 weeks. Okay, so today is the 16th of March 1st. You know, that's the date they're going to come back. Okay, well, then you put that in your notes, and then that way when they ask you the question, okay, it's March 1st, whatever. But you got to get back with something. The hotel people need something, because they have to answer to someone, and they need to know that, okay, they're still in the running, or if they're not in the running. And if they're not in the running anymore, just let them know. Just be transparent and say, hey, yeah, I know you know, your bid or your proposal was intriguing and looked good, but they're looking for, and I'm a downtown property, they're looking for more of an oceanfront location or a beachfront location. And that's fine. Just let them know so they can turn it down and let people know, hey, they went to, you know, they're looking at Miami. They're looking for a beachfront location. You can't compete with that, right? Now, if it's a rate issue, now that's something else, right? Okay, well, are you willing to go down $20 per room or whatever, $20 on the room rate? Are you able to do that? Or are you able to, you know, they can't do $100,000 in food and beverage, but they can do 85, because history shows that they've done $85,000 in food and beverage. Is it possible we can go down to that? And then that's up to the hotel. But you have to get back to the hotel to let them know. Okay, so that's how it works. Like I said, I've been on both sides. I have issues when I do send out a proposal or RFP and I don't get a proposal back from everybody that I send it to. I mean, if you don't have availability, that's fine, but sometimes people are slow in responding. And I understand that, you know, sometimes we're understaffed or whatever, but, you know, my client who's a meeting planner for company XYZ, they don't care about that. They want the information and they need it now, because guess what? They got board of directors. They got to, you know, let know that, hey, I haven't got back. I mean, I have not gotten any information from this hotel. Well, why haven't you got? So everybody has someone to answer to, right? Even me as an independent, I got to answer to somebody. I got to answer to my client, right? So if my client, the meeting planner with XYZ company, asked me to do something for her, and I'm slow to getting the information, she doesn't want to hear that the hotel hasn't got back to me. She wants to hear that, hey, we contracted you to do this, to get this information. What's going on? Why do I have you if I, you know, don't get any information? So it all goes downhill. Everybody has someone to answer to. So bottom line is this. Can we communicate with our hotel partners as a meeting planner? This is for the meeting planners and hotel site selection specialists. Are you communicating constantly or consistently with your hotel partners? I just gave the whole scenario of how this whole thing goes down on both at the hotel as well as in the corporate, you know, meeting planner level. Okay, we all answer to somebody, but we have to get back with them in a timely manner, because hotels need that information to know if they're going to move forward on something, if they're going to take another group over this group that's just not necessarily holding space, but we've had that conversation, right? So they just need to know what's going on. So that was it, right? So, but yeah, she was kind of foaming at the mouth. I was like, oh my God, is it really going on like that? She goes, Russell, you used to work on property. You know what I said, yeah, I do. And I'm not trying to, I do put that hat on. I'm like, well, okay. Yeah, I'm a third party hotel site selection person, right? Or company specialist. But I do every now and then have to put on my DOS, Director of Sales and Marketing hat on as well and say, I remember when I was here, this is what I had to do. This is what we had to do. So knowing what I know, I make sure that I communicate as thoroughly as I can. And I am transparent. I've been getting emails. I don't know if you guys have been hearing me, but I'm working on this a group of mine for a client in the southeast, right? So they're looking for a retreat area, something that they can do this retreat for. I mean, basically 50 people, right? But it could be a buyout situation. If it's small enough, they want a small enough property, right? They don't want your typical hotel. They're looking for something that's atypical. So my job is to find that stuff out. But it's coming close to the date, and I send this thing out to multiple hotels, right? So your typical hotels, right? So they think that, they're all in the running for it. Well, my client gets that list that I actually submitted from the responses I got from my hotel partners. And she said, no, none of these will work. None of these will work. So what do I have to do? I mean, I'm getting comments or questions from my hotel partners. So I have to tell them that, hey, they're still looking, but at this time, my client is not considering your property. And sometimes they'll ask, well, why are they not? Why is she not considering us? We gave this great proposal. See, sometimes hotels think it's about the rate. It's about this. No, it's not always about the rate. In this particular situation, and I've tried to explain this to my hotel partners, but some of them get it, some of them don't. It has to do with the vibe of the hotel, because they're dealing with, this particular group is dealing with a sensitive nature, a lot of sensitive things. The topics are sensitive. They're dealing with death for the most part, okay? So it's a lot of sensitive things that are going on that they don't want other people outside of their group to know, right? So they need something that's kind of out of the middle of nowhere, but where they're not sharing space with another group. Okay, let's just say that, right? So if it's a small place, that's what they want, right? So, and now my client has given me this kind of step-by-step of what they're looking for as far as their accommodations or their meeting space, all this stuff, right? So now that I have that, I can let my clients know, let the hotel partners know up front, hey, this is what they're looking for. If you don't have this, that's fine, but I got to move on, right? But some hotels will still send you, regardless of what you told them, they'll still send you a proposal, which is fine. But like I said, I'll give it to my client to look at just in case there's a change of heart or maybe they can't find exactly what they're looking for. But at this point in their search, they are not interested in any other hotel. So I had to go back and tell these other hotel partners that, thanks, but no thanks. And when they say, well, what's the reason? What's the reason I'm giving? Well, first of all, they haven't made a decision yet. And maybe not considering that particular destination. They're choosing another destination. Not necessarily, I don't know what the hotel is, but they're looking at other destinations as well. So even initially, I put this thing out to probably 3 to 5 different destinations and hotels within each of those destinations, right? So it can be, 5 to 15 hotels that I was, that I'd send these things to, right? That I got proposals from. But I had to go back and let them know, most of them know that they're not considering that particular destination or your particular hotel. So, but you got to be honest, you got to be transparent, you got to let people know what's going on. You got to be timely because, like I said, they do have to report to someone else. A lot of these are sales managers, and they have to report to their director of sales and marketing. The director of sales and marketing has to report back to, their general manager, okay? Because a lot of times they're in these RevMax meetings. So there you go. So communication is important, okay? So regardless if you're a meeting planner or a hotel sales manager, communication is important. Let's let each other know what's going on with our prospective business, okay? There you go. If it's waiting for a proposal, or it's waiting for an answer for the proposal that I sent, okay? So either way, right? So boom, there you go. So that was kind of wordy, but I think I got it out. I think I got what I wanted to say, right? So hopefully you guys understand what I mean. If you're on whatever side you're on, let us know what's going on, or at least communicate. Okay. So what I was saying earlier when I first started this, LA, this is LA Live, right? Now a lot of people have seen this on TV or on TikTok or social media platforms where the buildings downtown LA, they have graffiti on them. You know, they got like graffiti artists coming from all over the U.S. You know, painting and all this stuff. So I guess they finally got security there, or gated, boarded it up, or whatever. Now it's under surveillance, and they have security around it 24/7 now. I don't know why they didn't do this before to stop this. But there's 3 towers. I mean, this is just one tower, right? There's 2 other towers to the left, or on my screen it'd be to the right, that are affected. So you can see one right there. So they're all affected. They all have graffiti on it. I don't know if it's on the other side because I was on the west side of those hotels, so I was able to see it. But that's all at LA Live. This is literally across the street from where the Marriott is. The Marriott, the JW Marriott, the Ritz Carlton, the Crypto Arena where the Lakers play, the Convention Center. All that stuff is right there in that corner. Okay, so I just thought it was interesting for me to take a video, get it up close. Like I said, I've seen it on TV, and it's funny how I've been downtown prior to all this stuff going, being in the media, and I really didn't pay attention to it. I'm like, I didn't notice it. And then all of a sudden you start noticing, like, oh shoot, you can see it from the darn freeway. You can see all the stuff. So this just happened in a matter of a couple of weeks, right? It wasn't something that had been there for a long time. This has literally happened, I would say in the last month, all this stuff started popping up. So there you go. So that's it. That's up close and personal. This is actually right across the street. That sits on Figueroa. So Figueroa is the street that goes through downtown. So that sits on Figueroa right there. So yeah. So, and I think the JW is on Figueroa and I want to say Olympic or Pico. Can't remember the cross street, but you can see all that from there. And then, like I said, right across there, that's where the Starbucks is. Okay. So anyway. So that's where I go. So I had me a chai latte yesterday. Oh my God, it was so good. So I get my chai and I go to the Marriott and I do my office of the day. So I'd have my laptop with me, get that free Wi-Fi because I'm part of the Bonvoy, right? Well, no, they give the free Wi-Fi to everybody in the lobby. Okay, so, and remember this, Marriott hotels, they have communal space. They want you to go and plug in and do an office from there. That's why they have the communal spaces. That's why they have the working desk. That's why they have the plug-ins where you can plug in your phone, your devices, all that stuff. That's why they have it there, because they want you. They encourage the communal space. They encourage the networking, and for you this to be their meeting place, because that leads to other things. That leads to you buying things. That leads to you having lunch or dinner in their restaurants or breakfast or whatever, ordering drinks, having meetings. All those things, that leads to that. So that's their whole concept. So that's why I office out these places. I know I'm gonna get the free Wi-Fi, and it's always gonna be working, right? I don't get, it's glitching and all this kind of stuff where I got bad connection. For the most part, I never do, right? I'm not saying other hotels don't have it as well, but I'm saying they welcome other people from the outside coming in that are not necessarily guests of the hotel, right? So they welcome that. So that's why I always pick up. Not all the time, but a lot of times if there's a Marriott around, I'm going to utilize that Marriott, okay? Because I'm a Bonvoy member, and I forgot to put the Bonvoy up here, right? So I was talking about the Bonvoy earlier. Was it on this one? No, I got rid of all my Bonvoy stuff. What the heck am I doing? What the heck? Oh my goodness. See how I can change things? So hold on one second. See, I'm gonna have to do something here. Hold on one second. Bonvoy, Marriott Bonvoy. Oh my goodness, where is it at? I don't see it. Hold on one second. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. You telling me that I don't have it here? What the devil? This is crazy. I'm going crazy. I'm just trying to do one thing here before I get off of this thing. And it's not allowing me to do it. because see, normally I'm on top of this stuff, and today I'm not. Maybe it's under Marriott. This probably has something to do with it. Instead of Bond Boy, I probably put it under Marriott. Hold on one second. No, it's not there. Shoot. Anyway, you have it next time. But anyway, that's it. So you see questions right there. So yeah, I can do this, right? I got a couple of minutes, right? So I can do all this stuff. So you see the questions. If you have questions at all for me, feel free to reach out to me. That's my what is it called? What's it called? Email russell@russellofhotels.com. Feel free to reach out to me. If you have any questions at all regarding hotel site selection, regarding content creating, this is creating content not just for me, but obviously for LA Live and the JW Marriott. Let me just back up one right here. Like I said, that's JW Marriott at LA Live. That's their lobby area. That's kind of from the second floor looking down on the restaurant area. They have bar. They have everything. Huge hotel. Big box is what we call it. So a lot of things going on, a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, a lot of positive energy going on. So there you go. So that is it. That was my question for the day. If you're just not coming on and like, what question did he talk about? Do the replay. This doesn't go anywhere. I keep it here. I don't delete and never delete anything, right? That's what it's all about. It's all about building that credibility and talking about the things that I was just talking about. That's kind of building that credibility as Russell of Hotels, of this, hotel site selection person, or this content creator, or this consultant within the hotel space that it has experience anything you can imagine in a hotel, being a housekeeping manager, working at 14 different hotels over 25 years, starting off as a housekeeping manager, working my way up. Okay. I say this all the time, but hey, I'm proud of my accomplishments, right? So if you're not your biggest advocate, no one else is going to do it. Okay. If you're not your biggest cheerleader, no one else is going to be out there cheering for you. So be excited. You being excited makes other people excited for you. Always remember that. So just the other day, just real quick, right? Okay. I have this neighbor who's kind of a friend. I see him every now and then, right? And he's a editor not editor. What is it called? It's not called an editor. What's it called when, maybe it is, it's editing. Yeah, but for TV shows and things like that, right? So I think that's what it's called. But anyway, every now and then, I started watching credits now. Because a lot of times people don't, when the movie's over, when the show's over, they're like, okay, turn it, move on to something else. Because I have a good friend that's he was a stunt man, now he's a stunt coordinator, right? So I'm always looking to see if he, coordinated this particular film or TV show or whatever. Well, I have this neighbor now that's an editor, right? So he edits all the video before it becomes a show or whatever. He puts everything together, he edits it, right? So that's his job. So just the other day I was doing my walk, which I do probably almost every day during the week, and I happened to see him. And I said, his name was Jacques. And I said, Jacques, hey. I said, hey, you know what? I said, it makes me feel good when I'm watching something and I see your name pop up on the credits. He said, it makes you feel good. Just think about how it makes me feel. That means I'm working, right? So I always give people credit for what they do, right? When I see something, I'm definitely going to acknowledge them. So just like when people come on here and I acknowledge them, this is my opportunity to acknowledge these people, what they do, and a lot of times they're good at what they do. And I want to make sure I know that, or they know that I know that, right? So, Miss Cheryl Rogers with All About the Experience, who's a friend and a client of mine, and my cousin Chris, who works for FedEx and is like Rookie of the Year for FedEx. He drives one of their trucks. I don't know if it's long distance or local, whatever. But he got a Rookie of the Year, right? So I want to make sure I acknowledge those things, because it's all about your brand, your personal brand. And we're always talking about this. Oh, my brand, this and that, whatever. Some people are, talk about building a brand. I'm one of those people that I'm going to enhance your brand if I can. Okay. Enhance your brand if I can. That was a rhyme. I didn't even mean to do that. But anyway, that is it. I see Miss Janie Parrish. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for coming on here. I'm about to come off, though. I'm about to get off this. I've been on here too long. It's over 30 minutes, almost 35 minutes. See, I get wordy, like I said. But anyway, you guys have a great weekend. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate the support, the love and support. And, if you didn't hear this, I mean, go back and listen to the replay. Any questions at all, feel free to email me. That's why I put my contact information on there. If you wanted to call me, feel free to do that as well. Thank you, Jim. I didn't know you were there. Thank you so much, Jim. Appreciate you for coming on as well. Have a great weekend as well. I'm trying to think what's going on this weekend. Super Bowl, was last week, so I don't know what's going on this weekend, but we'll figure it out, right? We will figure it out. So once again, live from, I'm in LA, but this is downtown LA in the backdrop. Okay, that's the building everybody's been talking about. That's one of the buildings. And it's a lot more vast than you even think. I mean, there's so much in those buildings that they've done. And it's I don't know if it's a good, bad, I don't know, people, it's an abandoned building, right? It's not finished. It doesn't look good because once you really see it, you see that it was under construction and it's been abandoned. So you can tell that it is, right? So it's not really a good look, although we don't focus on the building, the blight of the building. We're focusing on the art that's there, right? And with this graffiti, okay? Some people are like, oh my God, this is so cool. And other people are like, you know what, that's an eyesore. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna push this building over? Are they gonna finish it? What are they gonna do? Okay, so I guess they're in influx. What are they gonna do with this building? Okay, do I look at it as art? I mean, I don't know. I look at it as blight because the building is not finished. Now, if the building was finished and the owner of the building chose to do that, then okay, that's great. Okay, yeah, I love that. But that's not the case. So it's a little different. So, people kind of taking it upon themselves to do it, and there's trespassing. There's all that stuff in there as well. And just when you're trying to, so some people will look at this and like, okay, this will keep business from coming downtown. Okay, let's just throw it for what it is, right? And I was trying to get off of this, but now I got to say this one thing. So it's hard enough, and people don't realize that. And this is LA, I understand that, and people think, oh, a lot of people want to come to LA. Yeah, they do want to come to LA, but all you need is one negative thing for people to say, you know what, I ain't coming there. Because this is right across from the convention center. Okay, so they see this and they say, well, it's got to be something crazy going on down there. It's got to be dangerous. It's got to be this, got to be that. I think that's further from the truth. But because it's there and because it's been on the media, things like that, people will run with it and like say, you know what, I'm not coming to LA. And, the CVB of LA or the DMO, whatever you want to call it, the people that are in charge of bringing groups and tourism into LA, they got a hard enough job to do that, to bring business in. Now, this just adds something else to it. Okay, that's just what I think. That's my outside perception of how I look at it. This is, once again, I do this show because these are my thoughts. Okay, there's no one else. I'm not influenced by what someone else is telling me, but I'm just going off of someone that comes from the tourism industry and how things like this can affect our business. Okay, that's how I look at it, strictly from a business perspective. Will the masses still want to come downtown when they see something like this? I don't know, but like I said, this is just me. It's me. What do I know? I'm just Russell of Hotels. So that's it. But thank you so much, Janie. Appreciate you. Have a great week. I'll put your comment on there. Yes, ma'am. There you go. So that's it. I'm done now. Okay. So have a great day. I'll be back on Monday to do this daily check-in again. Hopefully around noon o'clock. But noon o'clock. Is that a term? Do people say noon o'clock? I don't know. But I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna use that one again. Anyway, you guys have a great day, great weekend.